All right, so you know how much we love to unpack anything and everything related to happiness practices here, right?
Okay, yeah.
And you sent this fascinating happiness diary our way. And honestly, when I first skimmed it, I was expecting something a little more, well, traditional, like Motivation Monday or Thankful Thursday, but
Yeah.
Sensational Monday,
Yeah.
Fateful Tuesday. I mean, where did those even come from?
Yeah.
So tell me, what was it about these daily adjectives that caught your eye?
Well, I think for me it was the unexpectedness of it.
Yeah.
Like how often do you actually use the word fateful in your everyday life?
Right, exactly.
It felt kind of theatrical almost.
Yeah, it does have that dramatic flair, doesn't it?
It
Almost
does.
like each day is the title of a play or something.
Exactly. And it turns out there's actually a method to this creative madness.
Okay, I am intrigued. Tell me more.
So the creator, Christine McKaylish, she's a creative startup coach. So
Yeah.
shaking things up is kind of her thing. And instead of those typical journal prompts, she injects this element of playfulness into daily reflection.
Okay, so paint me a picture here. I open this diary first thing Monday morning. What am I met with?
Well, in week 3, which we're using as our example, you get Sensational Monday, right? So
Yeah.
imagine starting your week by actively looking for what's sensational in the
Hmm.
everyday, even if it's just a really good cup of coffee.
I like it. It's like a mental scavenger hunt for the good stuff.
Exactly. And that's tapping into a powerful principle novelty.
Okay.
Our brains thrive on new experiences, new stimuli. And when you encounter something unexpected like Sensational Monday, it actually increases brain activity, can even boost memory retention.
So it's not just about journaling, it's about how that one unusual word might shift our thinking even if we don't realize it.
Precisely. And as the week goes on, you have Fateful Tuesday, Wholesome Wednesday, each day offering a new lens for your experiences.
It's like Christine is challenging us to find the wholesome even if Wednesday started with burnt toast. I like the sound of that. But it can't be all whimsical adjectives.
Right.
There's some structure to this diary too, right?
You're right.
Okay, so tell me more.
There is, it's not just about the fun and games, right? So each day also has dedicated sections for gratitude and accomplishments.
Oh, okay, so it's not all just about feeling sensational, it's about recognizing the good that's already there.
Exactly.
And we've talked about gratitude on the show before, but remind me, what's the science behind why it's so powerful?
Well, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, right? And forget to appreciate what we have.
Yeah, totally.
But when we consciously focus on gratitude, even small things like a sunny morning or a good cup of coffee, it shifts our perspective.
Okay.
And studies have shown that practicing gratitude regularly can actually increase happiness levels, reduce stress, even improve sleep.
It's like hitting the reset button on our outlook.
Ex-
And then pairing that with recognizing our achievements. Did you get that report done? Did you finally clean out your inbox? It's like that's where the motivation comes in.
Right, because often we focus on what's not done, what's still on our to-do list.
Yes.
But when we intentionally celebrate our accomplishments, we activate the reward centers in our brain,
Oh, interesting.
which boost motivation and self-esteem.
So it's like Christine's diary is this 1-2 punch of positivity, gratitude to ground us, and achievement to keep us moving forward.
I'm really starting to see why this caught your eye. But before we get too carried away, let's go back to those quirky adjectives for a second. Is there actual research that shows why they might work, or is it just wishful thinking?
Oh, no, it's not wishful thinking at all. It goes back to the power of language.
Okay.
There's a growing body of research on positive self-talk and how the words we use even internally impact our thoughts and feelings.
So by using words like sensational or fateful, we're not just being playful. We're actually training our brains to see the world in a more positive light. Exactly. It's like setting an intention for the day.
Yeah.
If you're looking for the sensational, you're more likely to find it even in small moments.
Okay, that makes sense. It reminds me of that study where they had people hold a pencil in their teeth, forcing a smile, and they actually reported feeling happier afterwards.
Yes.
It's like tricking your brain into a better mood.
Precisely.
Hmm?
And with Christine's diary, it's not a one-time trick. It's a daily practice.
Yeah.
Over time, this consistent reframing of experiences can lead to lasting changes in outlook and well-being.
That's so interesting. So even if our listeners aren't ready to adopt Whimsical Wednesday into their vocabulary, the takeaway here is that words matter.
Absolute.
The way we talk to ourselves, the way we frame our experiences, it all adds up. It's like we often think we need to make these huge changes to feel happier.
Mm-hmm.
But this diary, it's about these small things, these small shifts we can make each day.
Absolutely. And it's about being intentional with those small things,
Right.
cultivating that awareness in our daily lives.
And I think that's what I'm loving about this whole concept. It's not just a journal, it's like this playful tool for personal growth.
Exactly.
I have a feeling some of our listeners are already making their own list of quirky adjectives right
Yeah,
now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But even without buying this specific diary, we can apply these lessons.
Oh, absolutely.
So what would you say are the key takeaways here?
Well, first, pay attention to your language,
Okay.
both how you talk to yourself and how you talk to others.
That's a big one.
It is, and practice gratitude.
Of course.
Make it a habit even when things feel crazy, and celebrate your wins,
Yes, even the small ones.
especially the small ones.
It's like Christine created this self-help seminar disguised as a diary.
Right.
Okay, before we completely wrap up, I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier, those inspirational quotes.
Oh, yeah.
So Christine includes 2 quotes in her diary, right?
She does, each reflecting on happiness in a different way.
And it got me thinking, what if we got to choose the quotes?
Ooh, I like that.
What words of wisdom would we want to carry with us on our own happiness journeys?
That's a great question.
What resonates with you? What inspires you to find more joy in your life?
It's like we're creating our own personal happiness mantras.
Exactly. And with that, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive for today.
Wow, that flew by.
It did. Time flies when you're talking about happiness, I guess. A huge thank you to you, our listener, for sending us this happiness diary.
Yes, thank you.
We hope this deep dive has left you feeling inspired and maybe even a little sensational today.